Good evening, everybody. I'm doing something just a little bit different than usual. Just going to be talking to you guys tonight. Um, I was thinking about playing a game or doing something else, but it was just there was just too much stuff going on, and I couldn't get the thumbnail looking the way that I wanted it to. I figure I'll let people pile in here briefly. I'm trying to see if there we go. Yes, there is some chat coming in. I'm trying. I'm also using this as an opportunity to test a slightly different method of live streaming here in terms of my setup with the back end of stuff here. I'm going to try and link uh, the share out the YouTube link as well, and then we will be chatting. Hopefully, everybody has had a good weekend, and the chaos of the holidays has not overwhelmed you. Thank you, Sword Rush. Appreciate that. And Pritchard Pub. I gotta hang out with you guys and chat sometime soon. I know we talked about that, but that's gonna be after the holidays. We're gonna have to do a lot of things in January. So let's see. Does my own channel know that I'm live? Oh, it does. Okay, good. There we go. Get shareable link. Go here. All right. So this weekend I've just been catching up on things and trying to. I'm gonna close all these tabs. Make sure that I don't lag things out. But howdy, Oxen W. Good to have you. But yeah, I've just been trying to get caught up on things, getting ready. I'll be out of town for a bit, so orders are going to be on delay. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do a pop up and say, anything that you order after like the 20th isn't going to get shipped until probably January 2nd. So unless it's one of the print on demand things, howdy, guilty gearhead. I'm curious. One of the things I wanted to test was the uh, X live chat. Supposedly that's getting piped into YouTube. So if you're on X and you're watching and there's some way to chat, if you drop a comment, I'll be keeping an eye for you on the multi-stream chat. Hey there, John A. Douglas. Good to see you. No, it's not necessarily that YouTube's being a problem. Guilty. It's just I, I was having trouble getting things set up, and I just went screw it. We're going to do it live. Decided to channel my inner Bill O'Reilly, but I have been there's actually been great progress made by uh, Jake Calta and the rest of the First Strike crew, um, getting things rolling over there. Thank you, John. And that is just about ready to order. I have a question on barcode placement with the uh, disc makers for the CD. So I'm gonna have to get on the phone with them on Monday because the chat that they have, at least on the weekends, appears to just be AI chat, which is just garbage. And they quickly zapped the brain out of these things to make them totally useless. I think. Um, anyway, but the uh, regardless, the process is still on track there, and issue number 3 of Anvil is coming along. It's still not quite where I want it to be in terms of uh, done, but it's like fortunately I left myself a lot of wiggle room on this issue because I knew the holidays were going to be chaotic, both for me and for everybody else involved. So everything's still on course there in terms of timing. One thing here, I'm going to grab something real quick here. One thing that I have not had a chance to mess around with is the way that I wanted to package the new uh, Forge Master tier subscriptions for issue number 3 and on. And I said that I was going to strike them upon the anvil and give them a special mark, essentially, um, that would be made with this upside down, but that little blacksmith stamp there. Make something kind of like this for anybody who has not seen. Get the light on it. Once again, I'm holding it upside down. Come on, camera, focus. Come on. Anyway, there, maybe. Anyway, should look pretty cool. But point being that the the methods that are currently available to me have not been yielding the kind of results that I wanted. Now, I haven't actually tried it on the anvil that I have lined up, but barring that, I got some very I can't remember if this is like 32 gauge. It's some very thin aluminum sheet, and this will stamp. So, Forge Masters may be getting a kind of like a metal tab um, uh, permanently attached to the front, unless they pry it off or something. So, I've not seen John. If you sent that chat with X, it does not appear to have picked it up. But I don't know. So maybe there was a setting that I was supposed to do. But I can't get comments to pull up on X regardless of where I look. I can't even get it if I just look on the live stream there. Anyway, uh, hopefully everybody is excited about issue number 3. I know Christmas is around the corner and there's a lot of things on everybody's minds. Um, it's it's been a wild year. It's been a wonderful year for me because Anvil, like, just this time last year, I still had not really put together the idea of doing a magazine or anything else like that. So the amount of progress that's been made in the past year is really amazing, and I owe it to you guys and the incredible support that I get from everybody. So let me. Oh, let's see here. Gergie tried to bring up X. Can't make it comment. Okay, yeah, that seems right. All right, I'm gonna. Speaking of the excellent people who have supported me, one of the reasons why I decided to do Anvil is the uh, IronAge Media short story prompts, and there's Katie's anthology there. I don't know if you'll be able to get it in time for Christmas, but that's a good one. Uh, by all accounts, put together a great anthology last year. Um, we've got a couple more articles here. Um, but the big thing that I want to talk about tonight is the November prompt voting. So I think we have 42. Um, somebody can do the quick math there, but yeah, everybody really loved the duel. Um, but we have 42 submissions in total. I think 22 either I think 20 short stories and 22 flash fiction or poetry pieces. So I would say while you guys are out and about doing your, uh oh, I'm gonna try and move this. I want to make sure it doesn't screw up Streamlabs. Okay, all right, good. I'm all right. Okay. Um. Uh, anyway, but while you guys have a little bit of downtime during the holidays, if you are so inclined, and I'm probably gonna bump. I said December 27th, but I might bump that back a day or two. Um, if you would like to go see what people are writing, uh, not spend any more money because the holidays can be hard on the wallet, and save up that extra money for First Strike and Anvil issue number 3, of course. Um, in the meantime, uh, read some short stories and flash fiction and poetry from these guys. I'm just going to click through a few of these, and uh, we'll take a quick look at what we've got here. If you guys have any questions, or you want to talk about anything, I will do that. Hey there, Aaron. Good to see you. Immortal Rising. I'm looking forward to our chat coming out. Really bad about prompts, so that's no big deal. Horizon Talker. Yeah, I know. It's trust me. I need to bump it back anyway because I still have. I think I still have 45 issue number 4 submissions to read. So that is, yeah. I'm probably going to cheat and just bump it back for my own sake and not worry about that. Anyway, let's see here. Hold on. Maybe I should. Um, let's see if I even have the settings right on Streamlabs. Desktop audio is muted. So let's see if I can just fire up some White Bat audio real quick without blowing everything up. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I don't even care if they get upset about this one. As I know, Akira the Dawn does not care. Is Lo-Fi Christmas. We'll put that on in the background. You guys can let me know how that sounds in
Hi,
terms
Mark
of
Barden at Sandy
volume.
Hook
Oh,
Promise
good.
here.
I've got an ad for something. Oh, demand Congress stop assault weapon sales. You know what, buddy?
There's something wrong with me.
I'm gonna go buy another
There
one.
must be something wrong with me, Linus. Christmas is coming, but I'm
All
not
right.
happy. I don't feel the way I'm supposed to.
You'll hear you're gonna hear a little bit of lo-fi Christmas music back there. I think I might bump it down just a notch or 3. Hey there, Skunks. Good to see you as always. Yeah, Rumble. Rumble I can't just go live on, or at least if I can, I'm not smart enough to know how. So that's the issue there. But Horizon Talker, I saw your Alpha Core review and I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to picking up Alpha Core. I've not done so yet. Yeah, the number of open submissions is definitely I don't know. I may have to revise how I do things next year. But for now, at minimum, I want to have like an open system to a degree. If nothing else, I want the IronAge Media prompts to obviously stay open, and maybe I'll just start selecting more from the prompts. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Anyway, this is the Emergence, which is how we opened up November, and I think everything I used, like the consistent style I used on these prompts, was oil painting. But we have, let's see here, 8 submissions. I believe most of them were flash fiction or poetry. Not really sure what I'm really curious where people took this one, because there's some strange stuff going on. Then we've got the Vinyls, which I agonized over what this one was going to be called, but I decided to go for a glossary word moment. 100 subs on Rumble for any time. No, you can go live with less than 100 subs, Aaron. It's just kind of I think you have to like manually update and manually enter the information every single time, which is a little bit of a pain. And if you don't already have an event created, I'm not sure how you can just go live without any prep. So the Vinyls, I definitely think that we've got some another 8 submissions. We've definitely got some obviously religious connotations on some of these. I think I've not read Daniel Justice Knows yet, but I'm gonna have to take a gander there. He was the one who wrote the feature story for issue number 1 of ANVIL, Fleet of Theseus. You guys really ought to check it out. He's also the offspring of the lovely R.H. Snow. Not sorry, guys. Don't vote for him just because I recommended that. I'm skewing the outcome. Forget I said that, guys. And we have the Leap. I was going for a little bit of superpowers and whatnot with this one. Something a little bit magical, a little bit cool. I kind of wanted to do like a non-extremely dark and gritty. What was it? Was it Chronicle? I think that was the movie that came out. Man, that's been a while now. It's probably been out a decade now, but I really enjoyed it at the time. But I also felt like there were some significant flaws with it. Sorry, my leopard gecko is actually like trying to climb the side of the tank. He's over here wanting to escape, which usually is not something that he does. So he must have a real interest in what I'm having to say here, guys. Yeah, Chronicle. Yes, I like that movie a lot, but I'm just I also feel like there was some, like, I don't know, I'm sure somebody who has watched it with a critical eye could tear it apart, but I haven't seen it probably in 9.5 years. Let's see here. This sucker got 5, but I'm definitely interested in what people had to say about this one. I actually think that this is the case where I believe um, Joseph here cranked out a short story before NMBR uh, managed to get in a piece of flash fiction. So it always is crazy to me when people are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna write 2,000 words in an afternoon," and fire it off, and it's like, it's usually on point. Next up, we have the Vista, which I can't remember where I started with this, but this was a case of something bizarre emerging from a prompt and me getting interested in it and just kind of pursuing it. How is the background music? Can you guys even hear it, or is it just a little bit too much? Let's see here. So you're saying I should find a copy of it and mail it to you. If you're talking about Chronicle 2012, I mean, if it's really good and I need to rewatch it, then maybe so. But yeah, this was, I kind of had like a dreamy state here where I'm like, I'm not sure. Sometimes, especially with the early prompts, whenever I first started doing this, you just weren't really sure what you were going to get back out of the machine sometimes. And it was always kind of bizarre and dreamlike. And when this one came back across, I decided to run with it. We have 7 submissions here. And I actually, well, I'm not going to repeat my mistake and start skewing the audience poll here, but do go out and read these and give them a vote. Help me decide on what gets featured. And then we have the duel, which was quite a trick to get 2 people with 2 arms and a reasonable pair of reasonable looking hands swinging swords at one another. But you could almost say that I'm like a grandmaster. I'm almost like somebody who has been an artist who's dedicated their lives to art. I mean, I'm not sure if I would say that, but I would agree with somebody who did say that about me. Let's see here. And then we got 14. You guys went crazy on this one. And a couple of you snuck ones in at the very end there. We got another couple. There's a lot of people who are extremely productive here. And I'm telling you, if you guys want to find somebody who is out there just putting stuff out for free and looking for something that you can enjoy and support, a lot of these guys are very consistent and will put out at least a short story or 2 a month. And a lot of them also have bigger projects that either they've already done or they're looking to do. So let's see here. The one problem with using Streamlabs to just watch chat is that it doesn't scroll with the chat, and I keep missing new comments. So let's see here. Horizon Talker, we're gonna rewind just a bit and talk about his Alpha Core review. I skipped the spoiler part and I saw what you had at the beginning. Mainly, to be honest with you, I liked that you pointed out what you thought was good about it, and then were open about the fact that it wasn't really your medium. I see so many reviewers that I feel like, to a certain degree, this kind of happened. I feel like this is what happened with young adult fiction to a certain degree, is that reviewers critiqued it for not having enough X, Y, or Z in it, and then most of those reviewers or some of these readers in these popular publications were, women, middle-aged women who are now the predominant readers of young adult fiction, and it's like, I think that sometimes if you're not forthright about what it is that you're looking for and what your preferences are, and you don't admit that those are preferences, it can be just it's silly because it leads people astray. It's important to find reviewers and tastemakers, really, of different kinds that actually align with what your tastes are. because I mean, if you don't, I don't know. There's all sorts of different people out there, and this is something that I kind of touched on um, earlier this week a little bit during a discussion about whether or not the critic tube, the neurotics and my goodness, what am I thinking here? Critical drinker, and so on and so forth. I was hung up on Royce, a drink with crazy. I'm like, no, that's not it. But a lot of these guys, people are like, well, why don't they recommend indies or why don't they champion indies? And I understand, I definitely think that those people should go out and try and find things that they enjoy. Not so much because I think that they need to tell everybody about those things, but because otherwise I think they're going to be unhappy people. If you just watch things that you don't enjoy all the time, after a while it's going to get kind of, it's going to have a negative impact on you. And I think I'm sorry, I shouldn't read chat whenever I'm trying to make a semi-intelligent point. But the thing is that a lot of those guys didn't come from an indie space to begin with. They came from the mainstream media at the time, which I'd argue we don't really have a mainstream media anymore. We have an old media and a new media. And the new media is largely decentralized and fractured and yada yada. But at the time, there was a mainstream media, and they enjoyed what was in the mainstream. And so I think that sometimes it's easy to look at people and say, well, why don't they just recommend this? They may not even like that. You know what I mean? They may not even have an interest in that. There's different kinds of people. There are a lot of people who are in the indie space who are early adopters. And the new factor is a key value. It's a key point in why they enjoy indie. And I understand that. I've always liked kind of seeing what's new and everything else. Everybody says they do, and everybody likes new things to a certain degree, but some people are, dying to peel the plastic off whatever is the latest thing. And people kind of make fun of the tech curve and whatnot for that, but it's a very real thing with media properties as well. So let's see here if I can figure out where I was. Okay. All right, I see Herman. He's blaming people. That's about right. Hey there, James Esparza. I hope you have everything that you need from me. In that email. Hey there, Evely. I don't know if you're already gone, but good to see you, and thank you for all your help with First Strike. Evely has been awesome on there. Just about everybody has really, everybody has been fantastic. AC, another person who's in the chat, did a great job, and also doing some great work with issue number 3 of ANVIL. We're trying to figure out the next album just a little bit, try and get that thing spun up in January, but we will have to see. That's going to be a decision for the new year, how that goes. Let's see what else we got here. I see Andrew Campbell. Howdy, howdy. I hope that you are enjoying being upside down, sir. All right, Horizon Talker. Yeah, I don't really mind. I have no problem saying that with people saying that they think something was bad, as long as they kind of admit, not that you said that Alpha Core was bad, but like it just didn't really do anything for you in some regards, because it just wasn't your style. And I just wish that more people would frame it that way. People are allowed to enjoy different things. I think that there are things like objective standards, but then there's obviously subjective standards in all forms of art and media and whatnot. So let's see here. All right, good. I'm glad to hear that, James. Freaking hot here, Andrew. Okay, well, I guess that's what you get for living down under. Go cool yourself off with a nice tall glass of Vegemite. I know that's not how that works, but you could still probably dab some across your brow. I don't know. Is it refrigerated? I think you put it in the fridge. Maybe that'd work. Either that or dingo jokes. You must like my book, says Herman. Well, his books are good. I do like The Revenant in the Tomb, and I like The Wizard's Stone. Although, full disclosure, I prefer The Revenant in the Tomb, just because it's a little bit more pulpy, which has become my preference. It's also shorter. I think I just am starting to gravitate towards shorter books. Could be a side effect of me reading a whole crapload of short stories all the time. So my brain's always asking, why am I reading this? I need to understand. And I'm getting less and less patient. Better than a pond. I enjoy Animal Crossing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't enjoy EVE Online, and I don't recommend it to people, but I still play it sometimes. So, Hey there, Sideshowman. I'm glad I disturbed at least one or two people with the drinkable Vegemite comments there. Okay, well, let me see. The last thing I'm going to do here is a bit of shilling for myself and check out the issue number 3 pre-orders, which just an absolute fantastic cover. I really love this, and there's some more art coming in that you guys have not seen yet that is also stellar. You can pre-order it here. Got some. Let me go over here and check out the First Strike EP is. I mean, it's great. We did a full listen through this week, and everything's locked in, so it's looking great. We got the. Oh, come on. The Heroes Forged of Iron. It won't have that white piece up there, but anyway, there's only so much you can do with Placeit. The poster here from Mr. Ken B. I'm a real big fan of these. I think we're gonna have a killer. What am I doing? There we go. I was like, why am I locked here? And have an absolute killer start to the new year. Hope everybody is planning for is gearing up for a good one, because I think that 2024 is going to be crazy, but I also think that it's going to be a lot of fun for people who have the right attitude and are looking for the opportunity to go out there and make things happen. I've been watching some different stuff, and I'm getting pumped. I'm getting pumped about ANVIL. I'm getting pumped about some other projects that are coming up, and I'm also getting really excited about Pew Peeps Expo, which is in April. And while I'm chilling, I'm gonna see if I can. Can't find it. Okay, never mind. I may be. Hold on. We're not gonna start searching for something that could be. I don't want to get banned here. Pewpeeps.com. Okay. I'm gonna have to talk to the organizer about SEO. Hey. There we go. I think that because I have this. I have this screen sized a little bit oddly. So I will be doing this in April, which is the 19th to 21st in San Antonio. There's going to be a lot of cool people there, not just the gun tuber types, which, I mean, primarily there's going to be a lot of gun tubers and so on and so forth. If you're into that kind of thing, which I am and I enjoy, but there's also going to be a couple of cool folks out at the IronAge Media booth, and I'm gonna warn the good people who are here listening now that I will be, if you guys are interested, you guys want your books out there, then I will be displaying and selling books for people with like a real small surcharge. But you have to complete a modified build drill. I'm going to set it up so that it'll be doable at indoor ranges, and you don't have to draw from a holster or anything else. And you guys just have to send me a video, and I'll post your books as well as your build drill times and some videos, like a compilation of those videos out there. It's going to be awesome, and I think that there'll be a lot of fun there. I see that Evely is after body pillows. I'll work on figuring out a good source, and I'll just get one custom made for you, Evely. It's gonna. I'll get Herman to resend me that cursed image of Royce that he made based on the who was that on the bearskin rug? I don't know. I've tried to forget it, and I definitely have deleted those photos because I do not want to have them on my computer. I think it's called incriminating evidence, and I don't want to go there. So I would hate to have something like that show up in a court of law. We'll get you set though, Evely. Don't you worry. All right. Well, you know what? On that, peeps, this is a marshmallow. Yeah. I'm also probably going to be doing. Oh yeah, another thing. For any artists out there, I'm going to be doing an art contest of some kind. It's going to depend on how much money I have after issue number 3, and heading into issue number 4. But I'm going to be doing some kind of a contest where it's going to be targets essentially. So I'm trying to figure out. Not trying to figure out. I know that there's posted online what the IPSIG standards are for hit zones and things like that, but I'm probably going to have an art contest, and the winner, maybe top 2 or 3, are going to get some money, and then I'm also going to print them as IPSIG, or probably half size standard IPSIG targets, and sell those at the convention too, because I want to make some like stuff for the gun folks who don't really even want to read or don't want to engage in culture. I still want to have something for those folks as well, that at least they can say, oh well, this is cool, and I want to support some people who also share my values, and so on and so forth. So with that, I think that's all the inside baseball that I have for today. Go back and say issue number 3 pre-order, and the First Strike EP pre-order. Really, guys, if you want a physical copy of either of these, please. I'm probably gonna have to order too many for the First Strike. Not too many, but I'm gonna have leftovers in all likelihood based on the minimum order size. But if you definitely want to get one, and you definitely want to get an issue number 3, make sure that you're ordering before, I think January 18th is going to be like my hard cutoff date for when I shut down the physical pre-orders. Anyway, I will have more information about that. I'll have a new trailer from the talented Mr. Kalta put together, featuring. I'm thinking I'm going to try and put a couple of different clips from the EP on there, so you can get a little more flavor for what's on the album, because Power is awesome, but there are also a lot of other fantastic pieces there that you would definitely want to check out. So with that said, I'm going to go jump back to the November prompt submission voting. Please go check it out while you have a little bit of downtime with the family, whether it's just because you need to escape from the chaos, or you're bushed and you just need to read something to unwind in the evenings. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna put out probably a very short video next week instead of having a chill stream. I'm gonna try and get a fast finds out on Wednesday for a video game this time, one that anybody who's been watching Chillstream will recognize. And with that, I'm going to say I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a good week. And I will talk to you later. If I can find the outro. There it is. Good night, guys.